Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. No copyright issue. Oh, damn. Sorry. Don't want no copyright issues. But anyway, hi. Joining us if you have the Beverage Rival and Chats back again with you, another Beverage Rival edition. Today we're looking at Colt 45 brewed in St. Louis. This comes in at 5.6%. Introduced in 1963. I already have a glass I've already poured. I got this big size bottle, as you can see. I'm watching football, but I figured let me go ahead and do a review of this. It wasn't long ago, maybe about a couple of weeks ago, I had posted a picture on Alcohol X on Facebook, and I gave my thoughts about Colt 45, and I thought nothing really had changed a bit with the taste now being brewed in St. Louis. Now, here's the backstory. Of course, you all know. Colt 45, G. Heilemann Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or La Crosse, Wisconsin, wherever, or I believe Maryland also. Pabst bought the company back in the late 90s, and of course Pabst over now for about 2 decades or so have been brewing most of their beers not only in Milwaukee but also at some facilities, at Molson Coors facilities in Milwaukee, Wisconsin as well. So also they also bought City Brewing, but as of recently they were, I think, a little upset by what was going on in Molson Coors. They felt that they were being ignored or neglected by some of their beers, but Molson Coors, remember, has things they have to take care of first, their beers. Of course, Miller, Coors, Light, Miller High Life, and all the other stuff that they have on their portfolio. So, so some of their products were being brewed by City Brewing, but another problem was that they own City Brewing. So, maybe by a small percentage, I'm not sure if it was a large percentage or not. But beginning this year, they've begun an agreement with AB-InBev to produce all of their beers. Lone Star, all the beers, of course, under the Pabst umbrella. Lone Star, Old Milwaukee, Colt 45. Some of the Schlitz beers. Schlitz Malt Liquor, of course, Schlitz Gusto, all that good stuff. So, anyway, so I've been trying this. It says G. Heilemann. Right there, it says G. Heilemann. You probably can see it in the video right here. It says G. Heilemann, St. Louis, Missouri, but that's not true. They're being brewed at AB-InBev. So, all right, here's what the beer looks like, as you can see. I've had this several times, of course. We all know the popularity of this beer, Colt 45. Several advertising that is done, but the most popular voice or pitchman was Billy D. Williams. Of course, we all know the legendary actor. Colt 45 works every time. So, he produced a bit. He did the commercials and whatnot, but was very popular. Always had a beautiful lady with him. Whatever. But now, I remember there was a lot of controversy also back in the time when some of the rappers were also doing it, and they were also promoting Colt 45. But of course, a lot of the civil rights community at that time in the mid-90s were knocking not just Billy D, but also some of the rappers as well. They were promoting, promoting violence, promoting all this trash, these malt liquors, Colt 45, Old English 800, St. Ides, King Cobra, all these beers that, to me, taste just as good as the other, but yes, higher alcohol content. So, anyway, here's what the beer looks like. First time I had Colt 45, I was in high school, 1993. Someone gave me a can, I tried it. I've seen the commercials growing up, and someone gave me a can, I tried it. Well, yeah, this is all right, not bad. I look older at the time, with the beard and all, Now, all the videos I've seen on YouTube, and of course my good friend Mr. Terrio, Ron J. Terrio, Louisiana Beer Review, says the taste, they think they've done a better job. Now, again, I tried it. I posted the story on Alcohol X. I thought it tasted the same, but now, so far I've been sipping on this, and, it's been maybe some difference, but, All right, let's have that. Cheers. Had this in the freezer for a good while, so I just want to make sure I kept it real ice cold. just for purposes, just, you have to do that. And with these beers, keep it cold as possible, these 5.6, these strong, extra strong beers, Now again, when I say this, folks, they're being brewed at AB-InBev in St. Louis or Houston, Texas, or whatever. It's not being owned, Pabst has not been bought out by AB-InBev. So let's put that out there to rest. No, 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 no. Just like I did the Pabst PBR review, brewed in St. Louis. That one I thought they owned. So just before people get on a tizzy about it. So it's a bit, I won't say heavier, but it's kind of has a nice little maltier taste now than it did before. But then again, always did. To me, the best of these beers, without question, is Mickey's. And I've always said Mickey's. That's part of my Molson Coors. Not the same Molson Coors owns them. The texture and the flavor of that beer is a lot smoother, a lot richer, and just a better beer than some of the others. And if I would have to choose between all of them on the market right now, you got this one, King Cobra, which is also owned by AB-InBev, Colt 45, Old English 800, also a Molson Coors product as well. St. Ives is 8%. That's always a little too strong. Forget about Steel Reserve and Hurricane. That's way up there. But the ones that are in that 5.6 range or 5.7 range or 6%. 5.6 to 6% range. Colt 45, Mickey's, King Cobra, St. Ives. I don't think private stock is still being made. I don't find private stock at all anywhere. Yeah, not be made at all. I'm trying to think of the other ones. And then if you could find Steel Reserve at 6%, I know only 3 states sell it: Vermont, Arkansas, and Louisiana. I was able to get it in Georgia before the Molson Coors did their pilferage, or purge, I should say. When they cut some of their beers like Keystone Ice and Miller High Life Light and a few others, off, and Steel Reserve Triple Export out of the market, or off the list. Did the guillotine, threw them off the curb. And I can't put Natty Daddy. No, Natty Daddy was. He did do a Natty Daddy 5.9%, but that's got disappeared. Yeah, so those are the brands that I would say that are out there that are within that range, and I would say Mickey's is better in that. But this is actually doing quite well for me. Very maltier, I would say. Maybe it's coming from the can, but I'm drinking from this big ass bottle, as you can see right here. 40 ounce. I got my 40. Woohoo! So I don't know. We know AB-InBev has always been about quality control. Then again, Molson Coors has always been about quality control with their stuff. So I'm hoping everything works out. Who knows, one day, maybe Pabst decided, enough of this BS. Maybe we need to sell. Hey, AB-InBev, you want to take us off our hands? Boom. Cut the check. We'll make a deal. But I don't know. I just think I would say, because I had it in a can versus this and then a bottle, I would say it's a little more maltier. More of a malt, a better malt flavor than originally before, but I could be wrong. Tell me what you guys think, I'm about to watch the rest of this football game, so save the rest of this beer. Tell me what you think about this, guys. I think I would say, a bit more maltier. But outside that, it still has that great taste. Very smooth, very easy, nothing heavy about it. It's still an American classic. But if I between all these, I still choose Mickey's. But hey, you can't go wrong with Colt 45. So, all right, tell me what you think about Colt 45. If you've had the one being brewed in St. Louis, tell me your thoughts. I think it's a bit malty, extra malt, but it still has that very smooth, easy, crisp flavor. Very good. 5.6, legendary classic from 1963, Colt 45. Check it out. Try it. I definitely know you will like it. Join us here at the Beverage Ramble chat. So you can keep on watching. As always, cheers, live, laugh, and love. Colt 45 works every time. Brewed in St. Louis. And I say it's enjoyable for me.